Mourinho and Porto. I think that's about the last team that has come out of nowhere and won Champions League. For the rest of the time, for the most part I've watched this competition, you have to knock and knock and knock before the door opens. I've not really seen any team that just comes and just win Champions League like that. Most times it...
Watch Transit TV right now.
I'm Tochku Mikel. Keep watching Transit TV.
Transit TV, the night after the other night, what a game. Arsenal out of the Champions League semi-finals. Tremendous game for the team. Very painful exit for Arsenal fans. And if we are honest out there as well, probably a very good game to watch as well, because a lot of people didn't expect what Arsenal did, particularly the first 20 minutes of that game. Back to the studio with my man Ubum, again to give our honest opinion. We'll try as much as possible to be objective on this one, how this game panned out. Ubum, straight up, guys, don't forget to subscribe if you have not done so. Hit the like button, and again, please get communicative. Let's hear your opinion in the comment section if you're watching this one out there. Ubum, you are welcome to the show.
Thanks, Reggie. Always a pleasure being on Transit. It's our station. Please subscribe. Please share with your friends. Share with your banter associates, whoever it is. Just join us to continue to build this community, and let's continue to have fun.
Yeah, boom, straight up. There is no need. There's so much to unpack on this one, but it depends on it. Today is all about you and your perspective about that game. I think I gave an interview at the pub. I don't know if you have seen the video. My own perspective, though, I'm still going to join you a little bit in this one. Break it down for us. What, how did you feel about the game? What are the factors you feel that affected the outcome of the game last week and this yesterday, and obviously the tie as a whole?
Well, yesterday, I can say that in the build-up to this game yesterday, I was very confident. I wasn't arrogant. I wasn't cocky about anything. Typically, when Arsenal plays, when the team plays, I tend to be tensed up. I tend to be anxious. I usually struggle with the emotions, the build-up to big games for Arsenal. Yeah. But this time, I was pretty confident. I was relaxed. I felt Arsenal had a really good chance of qualifying. Reason being that, I didn't think, I knew PSG are a wonderful team, well drilled, well organized, well prepared for games. But then they hit Arsenal below the belt by surprise in the first leg. And Arsenal managed to recover. And that first leg, I thought, could have gone either way. PSG could have scored more goals. Arsenal could also have scored more goals. But coming out of that first leg, only 1-0 down, considering how things went at the beginning and at the end, I thought Arsenal were a tad lucky. And I felt they will come to the second leg and redeem themselves. At the back of my mind, I had the league form of my team. The league form was that of a team that was pretty much limping to the end of the line, right? It was a hopeless situation at the beginning and middle of January. Hopeless in the sense that Arsenal lost all their attacking players, all of them were on the treatment table. It was a case of converting a midfielder that had never played as a forward to the number 9 position. Took a few weeks. So from January, and they got to the end of January, no forwards were bought, to come and help. And, the club was pretty much just limping again to the finish line. They gave up on the league early enough by not investing. Manager was handicapped. So I had that at the back of my mind. And the little fear I had was, hey, this team has struggled to score goals. Apart from a few aberrations, a couple of games in the league and a couple of games in Europe that a lot of goals were scored, this team, the regular guys that scored pretty much freely last season, couldn't buy goals this season. Up until now, as I'm talking to you, Kai Havertz, that has been out for 2 months or more, is still the highest scorer for Arsenal. Kai Havertz.
Yeah.
Everybody has even forgotten. He's still the highest scorer. That tells you.
The league is just 9 goals, but don't for the whole season, 15 goals.
Yes. So, that tells you the level of issues the team had offensively. So there are a lot of things, like you said. I don't want to get into a diatribe that will, a monologue that will, bore people. But yeah, the thing that has bugged the team all season came and still bugged them in this game. This game, in the sense that team couldn't finish its chances, created chances, couldn't finish the chances. They got the rub of got the bad side of the whistle of the referee. Not to blame the referee at all. I'm not, again, people that will listen to this, nobody should say that I blame the referee for Arsenal losing. I said that they did not, the bounce wasn't for them as far as refereeing decisions. And then at the end of the day, PSG took their chances. The more clinical side, more dynamic side, and the ball bounced also well for them on the refereeing side, and they were able to win. So kudos to them. Congratulations to them.
Yeah, as you said, Jack, I will agree with you anymore. For me, the few things I believe really affected the tie, especially yesterday. First of all, our spot depth. You can say what you want to say. I was listening to somebody today, I think it was a guy, and he said something very, 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 that in Europe this season, you can't really say any coach that has coached Arsenal. There's no game Arsenal played in Europe this season. He will say this coach taught Arteta a lesson, apart from the first 25 minutes of the first leg of this time. So in terms of tactical setup, nobody will can fault Arteta the way he has set up this team in Champions League this season. So it came down to squad depth. Luis Enrique had more quality in his bench, so he was confident he knows that he could change things if things didn't go his way. So that's one of the problems that I think affected us now. The other one was Enrique himself. I don't think he gets much credit that he deserves. He's an absolute coach. He's like, the guy is massive. You can see the work that he did on that team. There's not many coaches that would have survived what Arteta set up against PSG, both home and away. So Luis Enrique was a huge factor in deciding in this tie as well. And of course, Arteta himself, not in a bad way, but maybe, and I'm sure I know him, he has a personality that learns from his mistakes, that evaluates himself all the time, and he kind of evolves, and he always uses that word that the team is evolving. I know he will tweak one or two things if we are to be in those positions again, and sometimes the heat of the moment. And what I mean by that is things like we have seen great coaches in the past at crunch periods like this, they give 17, 18-year-old in their squad a chance, and most of the time, sometimes it works because the opponent never prepares for them going to such ties. Maybe one of them would have come in 20 minutes into that game and see what he can get off him, because I know when it comes to shooting, I don't think it's between him and Bukayo Saka. I know Trossard is a very clean striker of the ball, but when he tends to take more chances, he doesn't need a lot of chances to take one. Once he has sight on goal, he goes for it. And I believe maybe he would have done something for Arsenal going forward. So sometimes I think I need to also release himself from that tactical structure and just do something that is abstract and see, it could bail you out, and sometimes it does at this level. That's not like to blame him, but these are things I think he probably would have done differently. And the last point is Champions League as a competition. I don't care what anybody says. This is a very, very unique competition, and it rewards consistency, pedigree, and experience. You can't buy it. I know maybe in the past, maybe once in a while, I don't know about Mourinho and Porto. I think that's about the last team that has come out of nowhere and won Champions League. For the rest of the time, for the most part I've watched this competition, you have to knock and knock and knock before the door opens. I've not really seen any team that just comes and just win Champions League like that. Most times it takes you 2-3 times of being consistently strong and finishing at the last end of it before you can win it. It happened to Pep when he went to Germany in Bayern Munich. He couldn't even win it. He came to Manchester City. It took him 4 or 5 years of heartbreaks, quarterfinal, semi-final exit, until eventually he won it. This PSG now have been on this project for like 11 years, and they still have they only have one final to show for it. You can say Inter Milan. Of course, this was a household name in Champions League, and they fell off. They're just trying to come back now. In the last 5 years, it's going to be a second finals. So you have to learn through. Like yesterday, Luis Kelly, it wasn't one of his best games. I'm sure if you put him back on that at that level, he's going to play differently. He's going to approach the game differently. So this is what the Champions League does to you, and it's not anything against the team. It's just it. No matter how simple we as fans look at it, it's just football. There is something about this competition that is different. It's different from others. And you have to, like you always say, you have to go experience it to know it. They can't teach you that. And if you really want to be on the positive side as well, Arsenal is a very, very good example of that, because last season we know what happened going into the quarterfinals against Bayern Munich. This is not the same Arsenal that Bayern Munich played last season. Teams like Tottenham with Pochettino came and were almost at the brink of winning the Champions League, and they didn't get it. Since that time, they haven't come back. Dortmund have been around. They have played away again. Ajax came as well from nowhere and tried to win it, and they couldn't sustain it. So you have to consistently. So Arsenal have shown that they belong at this level. So let's see, like you mentioned, it all now depends on what the board want to do. They need to give Arteta the tools. He has shown that he can coach at this level. He was not outcoached in any way. What happened yesterday was more of execution than coaching, or anything they want to call it. So yeah, Arsenal needs to reinforce that, and that's my take. Unless you have any other thing to add before we move on from that.
Yeah, there's a bit of coaching involved in it, but yes, I want to discuss. I don't know what you have next for us to discuss, but just the outlook moving forward, things that I would like to see happen.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so you want to introduce that, or we go right into it?
Yeah, just go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So it's been a painful, experience for Arsenal fans, more so for me. I thoroughly back the manager. I have no doubt about this manager. I have no doubt that he has what it takes.
If there's anything, that will be our next topic.